prevalent the use of performance-enhancing substances is in the fitness industry or lifting industry, why do you choose to stay natural?
Okay.
What is going on YouTube? Jimmy House here. Welcome back to the House Strong YouTube channel. So today, what we got for you guys is a new type of video. So assuming that you guys are tired of seeing my ugly face from all the videos in the past, we're gonna change things up a little bit. I'm gonna do my very first House Strong athlete feature for the channel, in which case I'm gonna introduce to you guys yet again, Zach Scott, AKA Zach the Snack, is gonna catch on, I promise you. So today's video, what we haven't done is introduce to you guys, or at least give you guys some insight, some background about like the House Strong athletes, the people that you guys have been seeing in some of the recent videos. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna cover Zach's story. If you guys don't know, Zach has actually a really inspirational transformation. If you guys been on his Instagram, he's come a long way in the last few years. Something that you don't see a lot, especially being a natural bodybuilder now. He's taken himself from like point A to point Z in a matter of a few years. And that's something that a lot of people want to see, and a lot of people want to know how they can do themselves. And Zach's the perfect candidate to show you guys how. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna record a workout that he's gonna do. I'm not gonna work out, it's gonna be all on him. So the feature's all on him today. What are you working out today?
Probably do some chest, triceps, some shoulders too.
Okay, and as you can tell, beefy boy. He's gonna show us how to get a big chest. So you guys check out the workout. Then afterwards, we're gonna do a short interview with Zach so we can kind of dig in a little bit to see how he got to where he is today. So without further ado, stay tuned for the rest of the video. We'll see you in the gym. Peace. Cut. Hey, this dude only weighs 200 pounds, bro. Pound for pound blasphemy. It's a hashtag. We're gonna start it. Pound for pound blasphemy. Tag me on Instagram.
Just trying to show you guys essentially what I do as far as working out. Rest times, typically about 60 to 90 seconds. As far as rep range, I like to go relatively heavy. Rep range is typically 6 to 12, lots of drop sets. I switch it up between time under tension, volume, but for the most part, as far as me in general, I put on size, and I retain size when I'm cutting by lifting heavy. You know, a lot of people, they switch up their routine, whether they're cutting and bulking. Personally, I just feel like if you're trying to you know, sustain the muscle that you put on during a bulk, just lift the same way, you know. Your muscles, you know, you can go time under tension, but you gotta keep in mind that when you cut weight, you're gonna lose strength. So just lift heavy and try and kill it every single workout as hard as you can. Body armor, this stuff is awesome for working out. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm literally just telling you something that I really do like to drink while working out. And then there's 36 carbs in here. Love intra-workout carbs. It helps you, sustain more energy through your workout.
For any of you guys interested in using Zach's negative 10% off discount code, we'll put it in the info box below. Body Armor, Zach Scott, negative 10% sponsored athlete through them. Use my discount code, you owe me money. Instagram and YouTube. Jimmy House here with Zach Scott, How Strong Athlete. If you're watching from YouTube, you just checked out his chest, tricep, and shoulder workout. So if you guys want to learn how to get big like this boy, make sure to go check that out. So I have Zach here. We're at MetroFlex Gym Phoenix, by the way. Nice little posing room we got here. I'm fluffy, so we can't do posing. Zach did some posing beforehand, though, so make sure to check out his profile, though. The dude got some sick veins in his arms and stuff that I would never get. So if you guys want to see the epitome of what I would want to be when I grow up, Zach Scott's your guy. Basically, I want to bring Zach in here because with the athletes that we have with How Strong, I never really touched on like their backstory, like where do they come from, why do they do this, why do they do that. You know, I would like to give the followers and subscribers a specific feel as to who I'm, putting on camera in my videos and whatnot. So I just want to do a little interview. I got 6 questions for Zach. So question number 1, when did you first start training, and then why did you first start training?
So I first started training, I want to say freshman year of football. They had you start doing the workouts and stuff to get stronger, more endurance and stuff like that. And so I'd say about 8th grade is when I really started doing that. And then just kind of, ever since then, just kept going more and more and more and pushed my body to see what I could do.
So collectively, how long would you say you've been training then? How many years is that?
22, about 7.5 years.
7.5 years. So when you entered freshman football, that's like the first time you ever touched a weight or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Very cool. So question number 2. When you were at your biggest, in case you guys haven't seen, again, he has an incredible transformation. Check out his Instagram. When you were at your biggest, how did you feel about yourself, and why did you feel like you needed to make a change?
So I grew up overweight, and being that big especially, it really takes a toll on someone, especially being made fun of and stuff like that. Like I said, it really does take a toll, and so I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a change in my life. And so at my biggest, I was around 240. Freshman football helped a lot as far as losing weight. And so I just feel like overall it's a life change that you need to make. It helps in all areas. It's just you have this mindset is, okay, I'm going to achieve this goal, and that pours into all other areas of your life. So that's about there. Yeah.
So building off of that question, I remember seeing you at like LA Fitness when I was like a junior in high school, so you were probably like a sophomore or something like that. So you'd already been playing football and stuff. You were still like a bigger, like heftier guy at that point. So at what point did you decide that you wanted to lose weight and then pursue like a bodybuilding lifestyle?
So I lost a ton of weight. I actually got pretty like, I guess, skinny fat. So I didn't have a ton of muscle. And then I, seeing all these strong guys in the weight room in high school and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try putting on size. I'm gonna try and get big. And I took it as best I could. I started eating more. I went to the gym 5-6 days a week, nonstop, 2-3 hours a day sometimes, because I wanted to achieve that specific body. And so about sophomore year is when I took it seriously. Junior year, I bulked up, and ever since then I learned, the cutting and bulking cycle and stuff like that. So you just learn, the ins and outs as far as how to build muscle. Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. Question number 3. So when you first started training, or even up till now, who or what did you find to be your biggest motivation, and how did they help you keep striving or keep pushing you to move forward?
Let's see. I mean, gym buddies are one thing. When you have someone to work out with, it's that extra push you need. But realistically, for me personally, what it came down to was self-motivation. Some days I would wake up, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to diet, stuff like that. And just like I said before, having that goal, you want to look a certain way, you have to put in the work. Like, there's no other way around it. And so, there's a lot of, Instagram influencers and stuff like that. They give you that motivation to kind of, get up and go do it. But for me personally, what it came down to was just myself. I wanted to look a certain way. I wanted to make a change in my life, and I went all out on it.
That's awesome. Yeah, because I'm really the same way as far as like motivation and stuff like that goes. There's a bunch of super inspiring people out there, but at the end of the day, it comes down to you and how do you find to get that motivation. Other people get it from different places, but as long as you have the motivation to keep going every day, then that's essentially the base of what you need. So, okay, very good. Next question. So I'm sure a lot of people want to know, how would you describe your training style, and like why do you specifically choose to train this way, being a bodybuilder?
So obviously there's different ways to put on muscle and things like that. For me personally, I've always been a heavier set guy, and to put on size, I always love to lift heavy. Learned that like in high school. But the more you progress and the more you learn how to manipulate, movements and stuff like that, isolation movements help a lot. So I like to start my workouts with like heavy compounds, typically 3 to 6 reps, really get those strength reps in there. That helps build the mass. And then towards the end of my workout is when I include more isolation movements, really trying to target that muscle, pump the max amount of blood into it. And like I said, you're gonna probably watch the video, but through bulking, when I'm putting on size, and when I'm cutting, I typically don't change my workout routines that much. I try and hit the same weight, same reps. Clearly, when you're cutting down, you're going to lose size. So I just try and put up as much weight as I can, try and at least stay somewhat in the range I do when I'm bulking. And that, when you're cutting down, helps sustain the muscle. And when you're bulking, have fun with it. Put up some, as Jimmy likes to say, put up some heavy weight.
Do some burgers, In-N-Out,
some pizza,
Mickey D's.
No, but the surplusing calories, and if you're training, really hard, you'll put on that size and strength that you need. You utilize that through the cut. Nice slow, take it slow, and can sustain that muscle.
Yeah, definitely. When he talks about like lifting heavy when you're in bodybuilding and stuff like that, that's huge. A lot of the times when you see bodybuilders with like what they talk about as muscle density, like that dense looking muscle, a lot of times those bodybuilders are doing heavier style training because that's one of the most common ways to target the deep muscle fibers within the actual muscle. A lot of the isolation or burnout work is just gonna usually target like on the surface. So when you really want to build that base solid muscle underneath what's on the surface, the heavy training is extremely well, and that doesn't have to just be squat, bench, and deadlift. You can be training heavy with a bunch of different types of movements, and obviously with that, it's just a matter of staying on top of things and not letting your body adapt to a certain type of regimen. Cool. All right, number 5. So before I ask this question, I just wanted to point out, I myself are similar to Zach. We don't take anyone who chooses to go a certain route. We don't have anything against them. We choose to go a certain way with our training and how we choose to train for ourselves. And it's something that a lot of people want to know, because at the end of the day, when you talk about like lifting, bodybuilding, powerlifting, any type of professional sport, even just looking a certain way, there's always that like unspoken, as far as like using performance enhancing substances and should you do it? Can you do it without it? So on and so forth. So Zach's somebody that's been a lifetime natural his whole life. Again, he's told you his story. He was a lot bigger, about 40 pounds bigger than he is now, and he's just been good with his diet and consistent training for years now. So I wanted to ask him, with how prevalent the use of performance-enhancing substances is in the fitness industry or lifting industry, why do you choose to stay natural?
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm not against it in any way. I know, a lot of people that do use it. It's just part of the sport. For me personally, growing up, like I said before, I was overweight and stuff like that, and I tried to take it as healthy as I can. So, I just wanted to stay as clean as I could and see what I could do with my body. And the more I learned training, the more I learned dieting, the more I learned, the whole fitness industry in general, I learned that I don't, need these things to look a specific way. I've been training for about 7 years now. And the dieting obviously is a very, very big factor as far as body fat percentage and whatnot. But genetics can play a big part. But I just like going natural because I'm looking at long term. A lot of people have problems with their heart and joints and things like that. And I'm trying to live a long, healthy life. So I decided to stay natural, and I plan on it.
I think to build on that, I think anyone, no matter what route you choose to go, would typically agree. Before you decide to do anything extra, it's extremely important to understand training, understand diet, understand rest, supplementation, have a good knowledge base for all that stuff, and practice it for several years before you decide to go that route. Because there are, quote unquote, like safer ways to go about that. And you definitely want to have your knowledge there in all aspects of fitness, of training, of lifting before you decide to go a certain way. Again, Zach decides to stay natural, and I think that's very respectable. And there's people that choose to not stay natural, and that's respectable too, because you still have to put in work regardless. And this is a topic, again, that's not talked about too much, but at the end of the day, it's something that people do ask about, and that's just our take on it. Okay?
Do you mind if I
go ahead.
Going off what Jimmy said, a lot of people, they're like, oh, how do you look like that? How do you get these results? And be like, oh, you gotta take this and that. It's just like, prioritize what Jimmy said, your training, prioritize your dieting, and do that for, time, and you will see results as far as, if you're training as hard as you can and your diet's on spot, you'd be surprised at what you could do. And a lot of people jump into straight, oh, I gotta take this, I gotta take that, and do your research, before you do anything. And like I said, I feel personally that it's a subject, or people do it, and I have nothing against it, just I decided to stay natural, and that's my take on that.
We acknowledge it's a controversial subject. People are going to feel their ways on one side or another. Personally, we're trying to stay as neutral as we can with it, but just like people decide to go certain ways with their life outside of the gym. This is just how we chose to go about our specific training, and we don't take any judgments to people no matter what route they choose to go. So that's the main point we want to make here. But it's a question that I feel like Zach get asked a lot because he is natural. So it's nice to get somebody's take on that, because I'm sure a lot of you guys watching, are wondering, can I do it natural? Is it possible? Do I need to do this or that? So it's good to get different perspectives, and Zach's one of those perspectives for you guys. Okay, last question, a little bit lighter note. Excuse the How Strong plug-in, but how do you feel being a part of How Strong and being represented as an official athlete?
I'm very honored, to tell you the truth, Jimmy. I've known Jimmy for a couple of years now, and when he started, he's getting this brand together, and to see what he's done is incredible. He's getting all these athletes, these bodybuilders, powerlifters, jiu-jitsu, all these different, sports, and putting them all together, making a team that's very versatile. Is that the term? Yeah. And it's just really cool to see all these people.
We go to college.
No, that workout was brutal. But it's just really cool to see people get together and just, have fun with it. Jimmy's creating this thing, and it's honestly an honor to be a part of it.
I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, that actually wasn't a script. I didn't write a script for it to plug my brand.
Pull up my phone. All right, just bring that.
But yeah, I think you touched on some key points there. I've been at the brand for 2.5 years now, and it's been through its ups and downs, and it's gone different paths and stuff like that. But with the people I have around it right now, I'm really starting to develop a vision for it. So that's why I'm really working hard to push it, get it out there to you guys, and be able to make it a community thing. So. So that concludes the interview. Make sure to follow Zach on Instagram. Again, ZAK_SCOTT. You can check out his transformation, his training, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, guys, I'm sorry.
It's been a long day.
Make sure to tune in for more videos. Instagram Live. When I do YouTube videos, I actually have to edit a lot of stuff out because I'm really not that smooth on camera. So everything you're seeing right now is going to be edited out. So I'm going to do another outro for the YouTube video. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys got to see Zach work out and talk to you about all the topics I mentioned in the interview. So again, follow him on Instagram, check him out. Stay tuned for future videos. But until next time, Jimmy House out. Peace.